Hello, my most amazing artists. So I'm so excited for our new lesson today. There's no read along for this one. We're just going to work hard on our art today. And the main reason is this one's going to take you a little while to do. So I'm going to do a complete draw along with you. And things we're going to be thinking about today is going to be pattern. Pattern is something that repeats, like ABC, 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 or red, white, blue, red, white, blue, red, white, blue. So we're going to probably use shapes in our patterns, but I will also be adding a pattern suggestion sheet. You can, of course, make your own patterns, and I'm going to also, at the very end of my instructional video, there will be a picture that's put up of some suggestions for the shape of the nose and the mouth. We are making, because I'm sure you're curious right now, we're making bears in ugly sweaters, or they might be colorful sweaters depending on how you want to call them. So we're going to be working on making them, and we're going to also talk a little bit about pointillism, which is using little lines in your artwork, and so that we will use that for the texture for our fur. So I'm so excited to make bears with you today. Let's go draw. All right, my most amazing artists, we are going to get going on drawing our bears in ugly sweaters. So I'm going to find kind of the middle of my page, and I'm going to come up just a little from that, and I'm going to make a nice big circle. That's going to be the head of our bear. I'm going to see if turning off this lamp makes it better. A little bit better. Okay, then we're going to add in some ears on the top by just making kind of a flattened out curved shape, so it flattens out a little bit at the top here on either side for nice big bear ears. And I'm going to copy that line. All right, friends, we're going to come into the middle of our bear's face, and we need to choose a type of nose to make. So I thought we could make either an upside down triangle nose, an oval nose, or kind of like a bubble T nose. So you have to think about how you want your nose to look. I'm going to make kind of the bubble T one. So I'm going to make the top of my nose, and I'm going to curve down on either side, and then I'm just going to make a line that comes down. And that's even a little bit long, but that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Now I'm going to make a little line down and decide what kind of mouth I want. So I could do a mouth that had open with teeth. I could do a mouth that had like those little bear cheeks with his mouth open. Or I could do a bear that had the little cheeks and his mouth kind of closed. Or another one kind of off to the side type open mouth. I think I'm going to make my bear's mouth like this today. So I made that little line down, and now I'm going to curve around to give him some little bear cheeks. And then I'm going to do a curved line underneath those two lines. And just a little bit there, so that it's almost like he's got his mouth open just a little. I'm going to give him a few little like whisker spots. And then we need to draw this interesting shape that goes around our bear's nose. So I'm going to do a curved line at the top of my bear, and I'm going to do a big curved line at the bottom of my bear's mouth, kind of like a chin. And then it's going to come in and meet that top line. There we go. What a cute little bear face we have so far. Now I'm going to come over here off to the side of my bear's muzzle, and I'm going to make a great big bear eye, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just going to give him a small pupil to start. And there we have it. We have a cute little bear face all done already. So cute. Let's make his shoulders. We're going to come over here by his head, and we're going to just take a curved line that goes right off the page. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Same thing on the other side, because what we're going to put in here is going to be, I think I'm going to move that line up a little bit. There we go. What I'm going to put in here is going to be our patterns for our ugly sweaters, winter sweaters. So I'm going to show you some different choices of patterns. These are not the only choices you have. These are some ideas that you could use. One thing you could do would be to roll a die, and if you come up with one of these numbers on that die, you could choose that as the pattern you did next. That's an option. It's not a have to do, it's a could do. I don't happen to have any dice in my room right now, so I'm not going to use that option. What I'm going to do is just make some sections and then decide. So I'm going to make sure I have a nice big section, because if we make them too small, it's going to take you a very, very long time to fill in all your patterns and to color. So I'm going to make another big one. Notice I'm leaving a nice big space in there. And I'm going to make a few more, and I'm curving them just slightly because my bear is not flat, right? My bear is a little bit round. And I'm going to leave that last one just like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections on my bear to fill with patterns. So then I'll add one pattern now for you, just to show you. And then after that, let's see, which one do I want to start with? I think I want to start with this cool little wavy line one for the top of my sweater. And I'm going to go over all of this with Sharpie and colored markers. Okay, so now we are going to add some texture to our bear. We talked about texture with our monkeys, right? We've talked about texture with a few different projects. Well, this time I want to give my bear fur, and we're going to do it in a really interesting way. We're going to start, and I think you might want to do this part right in crayon or Sharpie, whatever it is you're using, so that you are not having to go over all your lines. I'm going to start around my bear's eye, and let me just outline his eye first. And I'm going to make some lines that come out all the way around that eye. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Then I'm going in between those lines and making some more. Ooh, isn't that fun? I'm going to outline my bear's nose, or his, this is kind of the shape of his muzzle more than his nose. His little nose, his little mouth. Well, I guess bears actually have great big mouths, don't they? And his chin. Okay, so now, after I've gone around his eyes, I might go around his eyes a couple of times. And this is going to really make our bear look kind of cool and interesting, the way the fur comes out like this in kind of a pointillism way, which is when you are drawing or painting with just little lines. Little lines. Okay, now I've bumped up against my nose, so I'm going to start making some lines that come off my nose, or off my muzzle. Not sure what we want to call that. And then I'm going to keep going until I've filled in my whole bear's head. I'm going to outline all my pencil and Sharpie. You can always erase any pencil lines that you see afterwards if you don't like seeing the pencil lines. And if you don't mind them, then that's fine too. Okay, I'm going to outline here. All right, he is starting to look super cute. So I am going to add in the rest of my patterns, and I'm going to finish with my texture on my bear's face. And while I'm doing, I'm going to speed this video up so that you don't have to watch all of that. And I will be back at the end so we can talk about coloring and maybe some kind of a background around our winter bear. I'll see you in a moment. Right, my friends, I am all finished with doing all of my fur and doing all of my patterns. You'll notice what I did after I went around my eyes. I went around the outside of my nose, and then once these lines started bumping into each other, I went around like this, kind of around with my lines till I filled up my whole entire face. Now we have to think about color. So we're going to do lots of different kinds of colors in our ugly sweater. We want them to be nice and bright. You can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can use oil pastels. I am going to use markers because I think markers will be the brightest option. Then you can design any kind of a pattern in the background around your bear. One thing you might choose to do is to make maybe some snowflakes. So I'm going to add a few snowflakes to mine, and I'm going to make them very easy. I'm going to, I'll make one over here to make it easiest. I'm going to make a plus sign, and I'm going to put little arrows on the ends, of my plus sign, And then I'm going to make a line through there with a little arrow shape and one more. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I could add a little line in here along that long line if I wanted to as well. And just I'm not going to do too many. I might just add a few, just to make it more interesting and really make it feel like winter. You might draw a tree in the background if you want to do a winter scene. You might do, I don't know, maybe a sleigh in the background. Really, it's up to you what you want to do. Or you can just do some patterns and you don't have to worry, or one solid color and not worry too much, or maybe just a few lines just to make it interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Now I am going to start to color my patterns, and this is again a part where I will speed up the video so that you do not have to watch me color. Well, you don't have to sit for so long, but quickly see the final product. And I'm actually going to also color my my bear's nose pink because I just think that would look cute and fun. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can choose what you color if you color your nose or if you leave it black and white. And I'm going to color in his ears pink as well. And I'm going to leave the rest of him white. I'm not going to make him a brown bear. I'm going to make him a white bear with a very, very colorful sweater on. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to start coloring and I will speed up and I will see you at the end. There you have it, my friends, my bear in a colorful sweater. Maybe we want to call them colorful instead of ugly sweaters. I don't know. You decide. But I hope you have so much fun in making these adorable bears today. At the very end of the video, I am going to put in the picture of the optional patterns. And again, you can make your own. You don't have to use mine. And I'm also going to put in a picture of the nose and mouth options. And so you can pause the videos there when you get to that drawing part, and you would have those two things to look at. I hope that's helpful. All right, I had so much fun today. I hope you enjoyed learning about pattern and color and texture and making adorable bears. All right, until next time, friends.